We've also thought about partnering for it. We have been able to, everyone kind of comes in, every week I get an email and says, we're the Redfin of mortgage, we're going to change everything, we're straight shooters, and then you know, I sign up to get a quote, and they mess around with the yield spread premium, and it pisses me off, and then they send me 19 emails in 2 days, and I think this isn't someone we want to talk to our customers. So we've kind of looking for a partner where they'll take the qualification process pretty seriously online, and then we can hand that lender, you know, a very qualified person, and they'll focus on service, not on sales. We've had a little bit of a hard time with that. And then on the title side, our listing business is like 10% of our business. So we don't have a lot of leverage on the title decision. It's obviously a 90% margin business. So in some markets, for whatever reason, we have a lot of listings. In other markets, we have almost none. I think it depends in part on how open that market is, and people feel like there's been a few acts of intimidation. We see our business go down right away. And you know, we've had listing customers go on our forums and say, you know, I listed with Redfin and no one would show my house, and someone knocked down my sign, and then we can't take down the forum post, and then we just see our listing business go to crap. And it's an isolated incident. We don't PR that stuff up because it makes the whole industry look bad. I've kind of gotten over that. I used to really piss me off, and now it doesn't. It's more an opportunity for us to call the other broker, work it out broker to broker instead of blabbing about it. But it still hurts our business, and we just don't have a lot of listing business. The other side of it is their listing product isn't quite right, I think. We're going to have to change it. We're raising the price a little bit. We now do professional photos because people kept trying to pick their own photos and they look bad. We need to see the house. I don't think actually seeing the house helps us that much on pricing. We kind of have the same conversation either way, but it helps you meet the seller and say, dude, pull the weeds, clean up the backyard. You need new blinds or whatever it is, and it's harder to have that conversation. So I think if we fix the listing business and get into a different kind of market, you'll see more activity on the listing side. Most of our listing business is taking a second-time buyer and doing his listing. So then maybe we can title, but we've got our hands so full. I mean, we work all the time. The reason that I'm not blogging as much anymore isn't because I don't, you know, I love blogging. It's fun, it's some comments and stuff like that. But I'm working all the time, every night, every day, every weekend. Other questions?
Can you describe Redfin's conversion process? How do you take someone from inquiry to actually writing?
Sure. So what's the conversion process? So somebody comes to the website, they start searching. Sometimes they'll register because they want listing alerts so they get an email. But otherwise, they register when they make an offer or request a tour. We used to do one tour for every 2 clients. We've noticed that clients who tour with us are much better clients than clients who don't. But we also show open houses on the website. So a lot of our clients go to the open houses. We used to promote calling the listing agent. We don't do that anymore. So you guys should be happy about that. It wasn't right.
But I'm assuming that like your first inquiry isn't always someone that just says, hey, I want to make an offer. They email and say, describe this to me. How does this
Almost always our first inquiry is someone who wants to make an offer.
So you don't have a pipeline of people that are just asking questions that you stay in touch with? Or?
Well, there's a pipeline. Other pipeline of people are asking questions. I'm just repeating it for the video. They go to the forums now. So we used to have this Ask an Agent thing. Like 2 weeks ago, we took it off because when we answered that question, I think the conversion rate was below 10% on answering those questions. Yeah. And a lot of the questions were 15 MLS numbers and find out for me, you know, what they'd be willing to take. And we were like, give me a break. And so the forums have picked up, and there are other Redfin customers that help answer those questions that are legitimate questions. And we still get emails. The other thing that we do that's been successful is this red carpet thing, which is our little, you know, we can't meet you face to face every day, so we have a day every month where people can come in. All the agents are there. Depending on what market it's in, and how much I've traveled that month, I'm usually there. And we talk to them about the process and stuff like that. And that's about it. But usually now they're touring with us a little bit more. We've gone from one tour for every 2 clients to one tour for every 1 client. Usually, we did this Redfin Select thing where you could sign up for 2 tours at 50% off instead of 2/3, and you can do 2 tours a week, every week, and 1 person has done that. It hasn't been a success. The reason we only did it in Seattle, the reason we didn't do a press release is because we were tinkering. We didn't know if it would work. So, there's this surgeon. Actually, a little story for you. The founder of modern surgery lived in France at a time when people used to say, oh, it'll work in practice, but will it work in theory? Everyone was very abstract and had all these weird theories about how the human body worked. And this guy was actually kind of the prototype for Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He was a grave robber who cut people open. And he used to say, why think when you can experiment? And that is something that we do all the time. Let's do it in one market for 3 weeks and see what the uptake is. And the cardinal sin at Redfin is not making a mistake. That's no big deal. The cardinal sin is not measuring it. So you want to instrument your website up to yin-yang so that as soon as you do something, you're watching it, and 3 days later you take it down because it's not working. Sometimes something doesn't work, and we leave it up for 2 months because we forget about it, and we're not as cool as we want to be. But the bottom line is that nobody's taken us up on Select, but the number of people touring with us has just gone up for other reasons that we don't quite understand. But it's somewhere between half a tour per client to 1 tour per client. And what we're trying to do is get them to be pre-approved, which is a new requirement. They have to be pre-approved for the amount that we're shopping for. And then we want their driver's license because we just had one guy was creeping out some of our agents, so we made them back some driver's license. So if they do the tour, that's the requirement. Otherwise, we talk to them when they make an offer.
Okay.